It usually starts the same way. You catch your face in the bathroom mirror under harsh light, or you notice the skin on the back of your hands looking thinner, a bit crepey, a bit less springy, and you think, when did that happen? Maybe a scratch seems to hang around longer than it used to. Maybe your cheeks look flatter now. Maybe you have tried a collagen powder, a cream, a serum, and honestly, you are still waiting for the miracle. Here's the part most people never hear. After about age 30, collagen production in the skin starts drifting down, quietly, year by year. And the bigger issue is not just how much collagen you swallow. It is whether your body even has the raw material and the internal chemistry to build strong new collagen where it actually matters. And there is one humble, overlooked amino acid sitting at the center of all of it, one that most people have never thought about once in their life. Stay with me, because later in this video, I will show you the simple dinner habit that turns this from a beauty idea into real skin biology. And if you think this sounds too simple, honestly, that is exactly why it keeps getting missed. That amino acid is glycine. And if you want to understand why it matters so much, you first need to understand how collagen is actually built. I'm Dr. Steve Collins, and as a doctor who talks every day about healthy aging and skin repair, I want to show you why glycine matters, where to get it, and how to make your own collagen-building machinery work better starting this week. The first thing I notice is that people almost always focus on what to apply to skin, not what to build it with. I do the opposite. I think about skin the way I think about brickwork. You can hire the best builder in the world, but if the lorry shows up half empty, the wall goes up slowly and badly. Your fibroblasts, the cells that build collagen deep in the dermis, are those builders. And collagen has a very unusual structural recipe. Every single third amino acid in the collagen chain is glycine, because glycine is tiny enough to let the triple helix pack tightly and hold its shape. A 2024 chemistry paper called Glycine Irreplaceable for Collagen Structure, because when scientists swapped it out in model peptides, the triple helix destabilized entirely. So when I say glycine matters, I am not using wellness language. I mean basic architecture. Remove it, and the whole structure weakens. Now, a lot of you are already wondering, does that mean collagen supplements are useless? No, and I am not going to overstate anything here. Some collagen peptide trials do show real benefits, but the deeper point is that your skin does not need a trend. It needs enough amino acid building blocks arriving consistently every day. The practical tip here is simple. Make one meal tomorrow include a serious protein source, not a snack pretending to be one. Eggs, fish, Greek yogurt, chicken, tofu, lentils, or slow-cooked cuts with connective tissue all count. Get that in. And keep watching, because the next part explains why some people eat plenty of protein and still do not build skin well. I am old-fashioned about where I want most of this nutrition to come from. Real food first. Not because supplements are evil, but because people too often use powders to paper over a genuinely weak eating pattern. Foods that bring in glycine or collagen building blocks tend to be the unfashionable ones. The foods people quietly stopped eating when everything became boneless and ultra-convenient. Chicken thighs and chicken skin, slow-cooked cuts, gelatinous stews, fish, yogurt, eggs, beans, and soy foods all help move the needle. And before you ask, no, bone broth is not a miracle. It can help contribute, but it is not a substitute for adequate daily protein intake. Not even close. A review called Skin Collagen Through the Life Stages explains that type 1 collagen makes up around 80 to 90% of skin collagen, and that fibroblasts produce the support matrix that underpins firmness and elasticity. That matters because it reminds us that skin is living tissue, not packaging. It responds to what you feed it, and it responds to neglect as well. My tip here is simple. Stop thinking about one superfood and start thinking about patterns. If your lunch has almost no protein in it, fix lunch. If dinner is beige and sugary, fix dinner. Small, consistent corrections beat heroic detox plans every single time. Now keep going, because there is one external factor that tears down collagen faster than most people realize. And it is happening to a lot of you right now. Here's what surprised me when I really dug into the research. People talk about glycine as if it works alone, as if you just eat enough of it and the skin sorts itself out. But collagen assembly is more like building a zip and then locking it into a precise shape. It requires helper nutrients at specific steps in the process. And the most important one is vitamin C. I pair protein foods with something rich in vitamin C without even thinking about it now. Sardines with tomatoes, chicken with peppers, yogurt with berries. Why? Because vitamin C is essential for the enzymes that hydroxylate proline and lysine. And without that step, collagen simply does not mature properly. That is why scurvy, at its core, is not a vitamin problem in isolation. It is a collagen problem. And there was a lab study published in Biomolecules in 2022 where human dermal fibroblasts made significantly more collagen when a glycine-related compound was combined with ascorbic acid, and wound closure improved too. That is lab evidence, not a guarantee for your bathroom mirror, but it fits the biology beautifully. Here's the thing, this is exactly why a plain bowl of protein on its own is not always the full answer. Your body still needs the cofactors that let the whole machine run properly. So the tip I give people is almost embarrassingly easy. Add one obvious vitamin C food to one obvious protein meal every single day. A kiwi with breakfast, citrus with lunch, a handful of strawberries after dinner. It sounds almost boring, and honestly, that is the point. Boring things done daily are usually what actually change skin over time. Stay with me, because there is another layer here that most people never think about. What I see over and over in practice is that people undereat protein during the day and then wonder why everything from muscle tone to skin recovery feels slow and sluggish. I am careful with this topic because I genuinely do not want to turn normal eating into a math homework assignment. But the body likes regular delivery. Think of skin repair like a busy work site. If the bricks arrive only once every 24 hours, the team loses time, momentum, and efficiency. If supplies come in steadily across the day, the build goes better. A 2024 review on nutrition and skin wound healing made the clear point that nutrition is often overlooked in skin recovery, even though nutrients materially affect both healing and aesthetic outcomes. And a 2025 review noted that protein intake often worsens with age, while adequate protein remains essential for immune function, muscle maintenance, and wound healing. So no, this is not just a gym conversation. This is a skin conversation and a longevity conversation. My practical rule is very simple. Stop leaving all your protein until dinner. Get some at breakfast, some at lunch, some at dinner. That could mean eggs in the morning, beans or yogurt at midday, and fish or tofu in the evening. Nothing dramatic, just steady. Keep going, because there is one reason collagen breaks down faster even when you are eating decently. And most people are doing it every single afternoon without realizing. That factor is light, and I do not mean daylight in general. I mean repeated ultraviolet exposure that keeps signaling your skin to break down its own scaffolding faster than it can possibly replace it. To be honest, this is the least glamorous advice in the world, but it is also one of the most powerful levers you have. The skin collagen, through the Life Stages review, lists ultraviolet radiation, pollution, and smoking among the major external factors that influence collagen production across a lifetime. So when somebody tells me they eat brilliantly but still seem to age quickly in the skin, this is one of the first doors I open. Think of it this way. You can feed your builders all the glycine in the world, but if someone keeps kicking down the fence panels as fast as they go up, progress stalls. That is why I see consistent sun protection as part of the nutrition conversation, not something separate from it. Your practical tip here is deliberately boring. Wear sensible sun protection on the skin you care about most, consistently. Face, neck, chest, hands. Not occasionally, consistently, because the best collagen supporting habit is often simply reducing the unnecessary breakdown in the first place. Keep going, because now we need to talk about something that silently destroys collagen that most people completely ignore. This next part is probably the most overlooked piece of the whole puzzle. I care more and more about what dietary sugar does to proteins, not just to body weight, because skin aging is not only about making new collagen, it is also about protecting the collagen you already have. Picture a fresh elastic mattress, supple, responsive, full of bounce. Now imagine someone slowly pouring syrup over the springs and letting it harden into a stiff, yellowed crust. That rough picture is glycation. A 2022 Frontiers in Medicine review on advanced glycation end products in the skin described how ages build up in skin collagen, accumulate with age, and are directly associated with yellowing, reduced elasticity, and deeper wrinkles. The authors also explained that because collagen has such a long turnover time, meaning it sits in the skin for years, it becomes a prime target for this kind of damage. So if your blood sugar is frequently spiking or your diet leans heavily on ultra-processed, browned, and sugary foods, you are not just dealing with empty calories, you may be actively stiffening the very scaffold you are trying to keep supple. I am not telling you to fear fruit or obsess over every single bite. I am telling you to protect the collagen you already have while you work on building more. The practical move is to anchor your sweet foods after a proper meal, not on an empty stomach, and to build your meals around protein, fiber, and minimally processed ingredients more often than not. And stay with me, because what you do in the evening may matter more than all the expensive things you buy during the day. Before I go on, if you are finding this useful, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who keeps spending money on skin fixes that never get to the real issue. It genuinely helps more people find these videos, and that is exactly why I make them. Now let's talk about the evening, because this is where my own routine is very boring and, to be honest, very effective. I do not chase miracle products at night. I protect sleep and I make dinner work harder. Here is why. Skin repair is a renovation job. And sleep is when the house finally clears out the noise so the builders can hear each other and actually work. We know from skin biology and wound healing research that repair depends on tightly coordinated processes: inflammation, cell migration, tissue rebuilding, and matrix remodeling. A 2024 review in Nature Reviews Molecular Cell Biology described wound repair as a process requiring careful orchestration of cell proliferation, matrix deposition, remodeling, and vascular regrowth. When sleep is broken night after night and stress hormones stay chronically elevated, you are asking a highly skilled repair crew to work in the middle of a fire drill. The results are predictably poor. So where does glycine fit in the evening? Partly through the dinner plate itself. Slow-cooked meats, chicken thighs, fish, legumes, dairy, and protein-rich evening meals help cover the raw materials your skin uses during overnight repair. I am not pushing any powders here. I am talking about consistency, the quiet, unsexy kind. My practical tip is this: make dinner the meal you can actually repeat. Something protein forward, not complicated, not perfect, just repeatable. Because the person with the fanciest skincare routine does not usually win the long game. The person with the most boring, repeatable habits usually does. Moving on, because there is another reason people misread the timeline and quit far too soon. When people hear the phrase, rebuild skin fast, they almost always imagine a dramatic before and after in 7 days. I need to be honest with you here. Skin does repair, but it runs on biological time, not internet time. That said, some changes do happen sooner than people expect. In a 2023 randomized placebo-controlled study on low molecular weight collagen peptides, skin hydration and surface quality improved within 4 weeks, while wrinkling and elasticity measures improved by 12 weeks across 100 women aged 30 to 60. Another placebo-controlled trial found that 90 days of hydrolyzed fish cartilage improved wrinkles and dermal structure compared to placebo. So yes, the skin can respond. But the lesson I take from those trials is not go buy a tub. The lesson is that feeding collagen biology consistently over weeks matters far more than heroic short bursts of effort. Whether you get glycine through protein foods, gelatin-rich broths, dairy, legumes, fish, or a well-rounded daily eating pattern, consistency is what does the heavy lifting. My daily tip: judge your routine by the calendar, not the mirror. Ask yourself, can I still do this in 8 weeks? If the honest answer is yes, you are finally playing the right game. Let me answer the question I know many of you are already asking in your head. Is glycine actually better than collagen? Honestly, the cleanest answer is this: glycine is not magic, and collagen is not nonsense. Glycine is one of the fundamental reasons collagen can exist in the form your body needs. It is the amino acid your skin uses at every third position to build that tight, stable triple helix structure. So in one sense, yes, glycine deserves far more attention than it gets, because people chase the branded finished product and ignore the core building block that makes it possible. In another sense, this is not an either-or conversation. Collagen peptides deliver glycine-rich fragments that the body can use. You need both the bricks and the wall. I am not going to overstate the evidence. We do not have large long-term trials showing that simply eating glycine-rich foods alone reverses facial aging on command. What we do have is very solid biochemistry, supportive lab data, and human trials showing that collagen peptides can meaningfully improve aspects of skin over time, which, if you think about it seriously, is actually quite remarkable for something as simple as diet. So stop shopping by buzzword and start building a real plate: quality protein, a vitamin C food, steadier blood sugar, and enough consistent sleep. That is the system. That is the thing that actually moves the needle. Skin is often the first place we notice aging because it is visible, but it is not separate from the rest of you. When your diet is chaotic, when your sleep is poor, when stress runs unchecked, when you eat like your body is an inconvenience rather than something worth investing in, the skin tends to show the bill. I say that gently because nobody needs blame. What you need is leverage. I have watched people spend genuinely serious money trying to moisturize what is fundamentally a structural problem. But fibroblasts do not care how expensive a jar is. They care about raw materials. They care about oxygen delivery, hormonal signals, inflammation levels, and time. That sounds almost unfairly simple, and maybe that is exactly why people resist it. We want the elegant shortcut, but physiology almost always rewards repetition more than novelty. So if you want one sensible, honest place to begin tomorrow, choose one protein-rich breakfast, add one vitamin C food, and pick one evening meal you can repeat 4 times this week. Not 12 changes, not a complete overhaul, just 3 solid anchors. Stay with me because the final point is the one that stops people from quitting before any of this has a chance to work. The biggest mistake I see and I see it constantly, is people starting well, then abandoning everything because they do not look transformed after 10 days. But here is the truth: skin is like savings. Small deposits look completely unimpressive at first. The curve barely moves. Then, quietly, the compounding begins. The dermis does not care about your impatience. It responds to what you repeat. And that compounds beautifully across months and years, far beyond what most people expect when they first begin. So when you hear me talk about glycine, I want you to hear something much bigger than an amino acid. I am talking about giving your body the ingredients and the conditions to do what it already knows how to do: build, repair, adapt, and renew. That is the genuinely hopeful part of this. Not that we can freeze aging, we cannot. And anyone who tells you otherwise is selling something. But we absolutely can age with better structure, better resilience, and better healing capacity than we would have otherwise had. That is a far more powerful and honest message than any miracle claim you will ever find on a label. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who would genuinely benefit from hearing it. And if you want to go deeper, I have other videos on skin aging, inflammation, nutrition, and healthy longevity. Have a search around the channel and keep learning with me. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.